Scientists are worrying, and they explain that what would happen if Earth's magnetic field flipped. NASA is on alert over this dent in Earth's magnetic field. It could cause some serious damage. Tom Earnshaw reports there are 1,000,001 reasons that make Earth habitable for humans and every other creature around us, but central to that is one major thing, the planet's magnetic field, of course. A protective blanket surrounding Earth. It does the business and more when it comes to protecting life from nasty storms heading towards the planet. And most of that comes from the sun in the form of solar wind. If we did not have the magnetic field, we'd suffer a fate similar to what Mars looks like nowadays. Could barren, cold and barren, ultimately all the telltale signs of a planet that used to have life but no longer does? It's this magnetic field that has recently got NASA scientists on high alert, following the identification of a dent in the protective layer, the cover, an area known as the South Atlantic Anomaly, SAA. And central to the planet's magnetic field is the magnetic poles, which are two spots on the top and bottom of the planet that act as a continuous loop through which invisible magnetic field lines travel in, and an ongoing loop. And this is a video by NASA Getty showing us this. So what happens when it flips? Would humanity be okay if this happens during our time on our planet? This is a phenomenon that happens on average every 100,000 years or so in Earth's life cycle. Flipping the magnetic field. Since the beginning of Earth, as we know it, scientists reckon there has been at least 183 occasions where the planet's magnetic poles have flipped. When they flip, the flip is random, and when the event happens between 10,000 or years or 50 million years, talk about broad time scale. The last time the poles flipped was 780,000 years ago in an event called the Brunhes-Matuyama reversal. And will it flip again soon? The South Atlantic anomaly has got some worried we are heading to that point again. First discovered in 1958, the South Atlantic anomaly is an area of the magnetic field that is significantly weaker than the rest of it around Earth, and stretching from South America across the southern Atlantic Ocean to Africa. It's a big area of the planet. Effectively, it means this part of the planet has less protection from cosmic nasties than the rest of it, and that goes for satellites flying over this patch in orbit as well. According to one study from 2018, the next flip is not happening anytime soon. There has been speculation that we are about to experience magnetic polar reversal or excursion, Richard Holm from the University of Liverpool said. However, by studying the two most recent excursion events from 31,400 and 34,000 years ago, we show that neither bear resemblance to current changes in the geomagnetic field, and therefore it's probably unlikely that such an event is about to happen. Our research suggests instead that the current weakening field will recover without such an extreme event, and therefore is unlikely to reverse. And what would happen if the magnetic field flipped? It would not be very good news at all, with life as we know it changing in a number of ways. Jean-Pierre Vallée, a researcher on geomagnetic reversals at the Institute of Earth Physics of Paris, said, "The most dramatic changes that occur when the poles reverse is a very large decrease in the total field intensity. In other words, we would experience a massive drop-off in overall protection from the magnetic field. And given that the flip takes between 1,000 and 10,000 years to fully reverse, it's a time period that would see significant loss for a long time. It's not a sudden flip, but a slow process during which the field strength becomes weak. Very probably the field becomes more complex and show more than two poles for a while, and then builds up in strength and aligns in the opposite direction," said Monica Kort, scientific director of the NIMK Geomagnetic Observatory of Germany. It is this 1,000 to 10,000 year window in which humans would be at their most vulnerable, potentially more open to the effects of solar storms, which could now hurt us on the planet in ways such as an increased skin cancer case. Now, as for being an extinction level event, scientists are not sure, with many unconvinced. Court explains, even if the field becomes very weak, at the Earth's surface, we're shielded from radiation by the atmosphere. Similarly, as we cannot see or feel the presence of the geomagnetic field now, we most likely would not notice any significant changes from a reversal. But while we might not go extinct from the dangers of space, our kit would be in huge trouble, satellites would be knocked out, GPS offline, and power outages across the globe. Such events would potentially cripple life on Earth, disrupting food production, medical care, global transport, and Wi-Fi networks. The only saving grace is that this is a gradual change, giving humanity time to react as potential issues arise. And this is on Lad Bible by Tom Earnshaw. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.